Hello, welcome to or back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Brittany and I'm really excited. I feel fired up. I feel fired up to get into today's topic. I am going to be talking about the greatest revolution that we have ever seen. We are actually living through the greatest revolution that we have ever seen. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. If you stumbled upon this video, buckle up. I'm going to break it down. I feel like I have had this understanding for a while that we're living through a revolution right now. And I knew that. And I knew a lot of it had to do with loving ourselves, coming back home to self, remembering who we actually are. And I had a revelation yesterday where I feel like I'm peeling back the layers and really understanding what this is at a deeper level. There's layers to everything, right? You might understand something and then a month later, you understand it at a deeper level. A year later, you understand it at a deeper level. And I feel like I've been unraveling layers of something that I've been aware of for a few years now. And I'm fired up. This is the reclamation of the divine feminine. And I've been talking about this for a while. I've been talking about how the feminine is rising, but I'm going to explain this a little bit deeper when it comes to this revolution and what it actually means and what it's going to look like, because this is huge. This is huge. When I tell you that this period in time is going to be remembered for centuries to come, this is the greatest revolution that we have ever witnessed, and we are living in it right here, right now. Whoa. Whoa. And it is a reclamation of the divine feminine. Now, this is not gender specific. This has nothing to do with gender. Yes, we see this mirrored in our society in many different ways, which I'll get into. But we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. Every single one of us, regardless of your gender, regardless of how you identify, every single one of us has both feminine and masculine energy. And both of these energies within should be balanced. To live our lives the way we should be living our lives, it's important that these energies are balanced. And the feminine energy in majority of people is dormant, has been asleep for centuries. So if you think of humans like a computer system, we have been filtering our lives, living our lives through the lens of the masculine for very, very long. There's actually something foundationally misaligned with our programming, because the feminine, half of the way we should be living, if that makes sense, and expressing and everything is sleeping. And this is not just within women, this is within men and women, because we all, and everybody in between, because we all have both energies within us. The feminine energy has been suppressed, she has been silenced, she is asleep. So even women, for example, have been suppressing their own feminine energy within. The masculine has taken over because the masculine needed to take over for protection. Now, this is because of the patriarchy. And I can't bypass, and I will not bypass, the pain inflicted on women at the hands of men. Yes, we have to acknowledge that. And this is why I say we see this mirrored in our society in so many different ways, as within, so without, right? As within, so without. We know that. The world is a huge mirror for what's going on collectively, internally. Because yes, we are here having a individual experience, but individuality is an illusion, when in reality, we are all deeply, deeply connected, a lot more than we even know, a lot more than what we have been taught. Coming down to earth, we forgot, we chose to forget. But life has taken, the world has taken such a dark, I don't know if dark turn is the right word, but it's gone off track. It's gone deeply off track because of free will. And it is time to get us back on track. And a lot of people chose to come down at this time to help awaken the feminine that has been lying dormant, that has been lying asleep in the collective for so much time, for centuries. And this is why I believe the world is what we see. Look at the genocide, the war, all of the injustices that we see. This is because the part of us connected to our humanity, The part of us connected to our humanity, our intuition, our softness, our emotion is asleep. That's why we see so much injustice and inhumane things in this world. The part of us, men and women alike, connected to our humanity, the feminine within us, is asleep. Look at the world. Look at the government. Look at these people in charge. Majority are men. And even if they are women, more than likely, they are still primarily in their masculine energy because they needed to be for survival. These people running the world right now are heavily in their masculine with their feminine asleep. The part of them connected to humanity is asleep. They're disconnected from the feminine within themselves. So the masculine, and we see this within every individual as well. I'm just using the leaders as an example, right? But the masculine within majority of people has overridden. It's like on overdrive. It's on overdrive. And these the energies within us should be balanced for harmony, for peace. I made a post. I'm gonna read it. I made a post today. I'm gonna read it and I'll put it up on screen here for you to see. Follow me over on Instagram, you guys. I've been writing a lot over on there. We are living through the greatest revolution of our time, the reclamation of the feminine within each and every one of us. This era will be remembered for centuries, a turning point in human history. Yeah. The dismantling of the patriarchy and every system shaped by the wounded masculine has already begun, and I'm going to get into that a little bit more. The imbalance of the feminine and masculine energies live in so many layers of our world, in systems, structures, relationships, beliefs, and what we're witnessing is the restoration of balance, harmony, and truth, not just within individuals, but across the entire collective. And this is only the beginning. Because if you think about it, all of these systems and everything need to be dismantled because they have been created through the lens of the patriarchy, through an imbalance within these people who have created these systems. Therefore, there's misalignment. Does that make sense? They're not fully rooted in balance and harmony. The imbalance we're confronting isn't just external, it's internal. It lives in the way we think, act, relate, and move through the world. If you think of humans like a computer system, there is something foundationally wrong with the code we've been running on. We have been programmed through the lens of the patriarchy. That's how deep it goes. And that's what I was just trying to explain. Most of us don't even realize it. And this is the thing. Yes, we know the patriarchy is a thing, but most of us do not even understand how deep it goes, you guys. Like, this goes so deep. This goes so deep. Even people with good intention sometimes are still living their life through the lens of the patriarchy subconsciously, still suppressing the feminine within them, which can also be projected outward. The conditioning is subconscious. We respond to life through a dominantly masculine lens. It shows up in how we override our intuition, silence our bodies, value logic over emotion, productivity over presence, control over surrender, doing over being, etc. Like, the list goes on. I'm so proud of every single one of you who has had the courage to speak out against this imbalance in whatever way that looks, whether you're calling out injustice, creating art, choosing love, or refusing to stay silent in a world full of distortion. You are part of this revolution. Yes. And your voice, your truth, your presence is shaking the foundation. I see you. I honor your courage. It's making a difference. Let her rise within you. Let us rise together. And I love saying that. Let her rise within you. Let us rise together. Let her rise within you, because as within, so without, right? As within, so without. When people focus on their internal world, and this is not me saying to ignore what's going on externally, okay? Because we need to talk about what's going out externally. We can't bypass, which I have a whole video on spiritual bypassing and how it needs to stop, and I talk about the state of the world. I highly recommend you watch that video. But we need to focus internally, right? Also, like, a lot of people are not focused internally at all. There's so many distractions, right? We're distracted. We live in a world of so much noise. We're so disconnected from ourselves. Specifically the feminine within us. and this again is not gender specific, because of conditioning. I'm not blaming any specific person here on this world right now at all, because it's not anybody's fault directly. This is a result of centuries of suppression of the feminine. This is a result of the patriarchy. It was the betrayal of the masculine, betrayal of the feminine, sorry, by the masculine. And there's layers to this, right? We see this with how men have inflicted pain on women and the suppression of women. We see that in our external world, but this is also internal. We have suppressed and have betrayed our feminine energy from within. And again, this is a result of centuries of this suppression. So again, I'm not blaming anybody specifically, but we need to really start looking at how deep this goes, because it shows up in the way we live. It shows up in the way we live. If you think of how deeply rooted this programming is, we've been running on a code that's incorrect, essentially, a dominantly masculine code, and it shows up through how we take in the world. We need to restore that. And when more people are able to restore that from within, we will see that mirrored in our external world. Okay, so yes, we need to focus internally, but no, that doesn't mean bypassing what's going on in the world. This is why it's a revolution, and it's not easy to talk about these things. It's not easy to speak up for injustice. It's not easy to. It's hard. I've spoken out about topics such as this. I've spoken about it on my YouTube. I've spoken about it on my TikTok, on my Instagram. It's not something I'm only speaking of. Don't get me wrong. I talk about other things as well. It's important not to get consumed by this, because it's important to live your life as well. But it's important not to ignore. And I understand it's hard because of the pushback you get and the resistance you get and the hate you get. I've experienced that. I've experienced pushback. I've experienced a lot of that. And you know what? That's okay. But I understand that it's not easy. And so a lot of people are staying silent. This is a revolution. We need you. We need you. We need your voice. We need your truth. We need you. What side of the revolution do you want to be on? This is going to be remembered for centuries to come. I'm telling you right now, this point in time will be remembered for centuries to come. And if you're unsure, start really looking within, start questioning everything, just your beliefs, how you respond to the world. Am I responding? How am I responding? Is this through the lens of the masculine? Because that's how I was programmed. Do you know what I'm saying? Women have been held out of their full expression for a long time. People, or not just men, but people don't know how to take a woman in her full expression. It's very confronting and it's very triggering. It dysregulates a person's nervous system. This is why women with powerful voices get a lot of retaliation, essentially, because it's so deep in our programming. It triggers the person, men and women alike, so deeply. People get defensive. People shame the woman. People tell her she's too much, she's too emotional, she's too this, she's too that, when in reality, maybe she's just connected with that feminine energy within her. She's connected to her intuition. She's connected to her humanity. She's connected to her rage. She's connected to her full expression. And when a woman is unapologetically herself, that is very confronting for men and women alike. Even women often look at other women who are in their power and they look at them like they're threatening, or there's something wrong with them, or, oh, she shouldn't be saying this, or, oh, she's too emotional, or, oh, she's da 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 da. And they come at it from that lens because their own masculine energy within themselves has suppressed their own feminine energy within themselves. And it's the same for men. It's like when men are confronted by a powerful woman, they don't know what to do. It literally triggers them. It dysregulates their nervous system. They get defensive, they run, they avoid. And I've experienced this, and it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. Just because I'm expressive, just because I'm blunt, just because I speak with emotion, it doesn't mean I'm chaotic. And it doesn't mean I'm not seeing something deeper and truer. I'm just unafraid to call it out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I'm aware that I am human. I have my own ego. I've made mistakes before. So I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Yeah, I want to make that very, very clear. But I've experienced the other side of it too, where I'm met with resistance. I'm met with defensiveness. I'm met with avoidance, and it's really frustrating. It's frustrating when you see something so clearly, and instead of taking a moment to sit, look, and reflect, people get defensive because I've been on both sides of the coin. I've been on the other side of the coin too, where I had to stop and reflect. So I understand how that's hard, but we need that. We need people who have the ability to showcase humility. We need everybody to start looking internally and really being honest with themselves, because that's the only way this change is going to really happen. And this goes for everybody. This is everybody, myself included, because I'm sure that there's more for me to see and there's more to be revealed. Does that make sense? But we see this in our systems. Like, look at the justice system. We know the system is not just, is unjust, right? We know the justice system is not like I'm just using that system as an example, but we know that there's so much wrong with that system. Why? Because it's been poisoned by the patriarchy. It's been indoctrinated by the patriarchy. It was built by people who were primarily living their life through their masculine. And that's just one example, but we see this with all of the systems. There's so much backwards with the world, like the government, the justice system, the healthcare system. All of these systems have been built from humans who were running with a wrong code in their programming, if you think of humans like a computer. So it's been poisoned essentially, and we need to restore that. We need to bring it back into balance and harmony. So we are going to see all of these systems come crumbling down. I'm telling you right now, it's going to start from the inside out. It's going to start from the inside out. People are waking up. The feminine is waking the up. She is waking up and she's ready to roar. The feminine rage that I have been channeling and tuning into, man, and a part of me sometimes, there's still that little piece of me, that masculine energy within me that's like, oh, it's too much. It's too this. That shit. Fuck that shit. I am unapologetically going to express what I feel called to express unapologetically, because I'm done silencing the feminine within myself. I am done being silenced from people externally. No more. She is awakened. She is awakening, and she is here. She's here to stay, and she is not afraid to express her rage, her opinions, her joy, her creativity. She's here, and she's here to stay. And I'm going to make sure the masculine within me protects her. Does that make sense? Because this is an individual level first. And then when we shift that balance within ourselves, we'll then start seeing it externally. But it also is requiring us to stand up and to speak out for these injustices. My friend Holly her and I have a podcast together, the Multiple Truths podcast. It's linked in the description below. Definitely recommend listening, you guys. Her and we created the Beehive together as well, which is the online community that we created. But she recently, today's August 7th at the time of me recording this video, but yesterday the podcast episode went out, or the podcast her and I share. The episode that came out was her sharing her story about abortion. I don't know if I could say that on YouTube. I'll put the word out. And I'm really proud of her, because what an act of rebellion. What an act of rebellion. What an act of rebellion to speak up for women's rights, to share your story, to let the feminine within you speak instead of suppressing her. What an act of rebellion. The courage it took for her to do that. I know it took a lot of courage, and I honor her. I honor her for that. Highly recommend listening. I'll link that specific episode below as well. Yeah, I'm so fucking proud of her, and I'm so fucking proud of each and every one of you who have been fighting for this revolution in whatever way that looks, because we see it in so many ways, right? Like in the States, the abortion laws, like so much wrong with that. I could get all into that. So much wrong with that. I recommend listening to Holly's episode. It was really grounded and really beautiful. The wars going on in the world, like I could go on. The list literally goes on. And these are examples of like external. But if you're fighting in any sort of way, I'm so proud of you, because you're a part of this revolution, and it's not easy. And if you haven't been speaking up or speaking out, this is an invitation. We need you. The revolution needs you. The time is now. The time is now. Even men, with good intentions, still often are operating from the lens of the patriarchy subconsciously, and still unknowingly minimize women. I've experienced this as well. Men that I value, men that I respect, men who have good intentions, I have been suppressed by them. I've been suppressed by them. And it's when I've really started waking up to that, I was like, oh my God, this runs so much deeper than we are even aware of, than what we're even aware of. And religion is even coming to mind. That's another big system, right? It's why is it always men that are priests? So it's like there's no space for women in these systems. That's a problem. That's an issue. That's a problem that needs to change. And we're going to see it all change, right? We're going to start seeing it change. All of these systems are going to start crumbling down, and it is going to get worse before it gets better because it has to. We need to start seeing the issues. There's going to be a lot of illumination, a lot that was in the dark, a lot that we couldn't see. We are going to start seeing this. It's going to start coming to light. We're going to, and we're seeing it already, right? These things becoming revealed, these things that are revealed in the media, in whatever, and it needs to, so that we could see it, confront it, and integrate it, so we could see where the issues are. And unfortunately, this is going to continue happening, and it's only going to get worse. It's going to get dark because there's a lot that needs to be illuminated to bring restoration, to bring balance, and to bring harmony back. And essentially, we're going to see this in the world in so many different ways, on an individual level, in a relational level, on a collective level, global level. You get it? There's layers and layers and layers to this. It's almost overwhelming. I'm like, what layer do I start with? I feel like you get me, and I don't need to go through every single layer if you're here, because that could be hours of a video in and of itself. I'm ready to break right out of this cage. I just keep that song. I just keeps playing. I'm ready to soar like a lion. I roar. Burn me alive like a phoenix. I rise like a phoenix, like a phoenix, like a phoenix. I rise. Anyways, but this is the greatest revolution we've ever seen, and it is a reclamation of the feminine within me, within you, within each and every one of us. And as a result of the reclamation of the feminine, the whole world is going to shift. All of these systems that were created through the lens of the patriarchy are going to come crumbling down. They're going to be dismantled. It has already begun, but this is only the beginning. So when I say it's going to get worse before it gets better, this is not me trying to scare anybody. It's just the reality, and it's a very necessary reality for us to rebuild. And there are people that are going to lose their lives. There are people who are already losing their lives as a result of the systems currently in place. So it is our duty, it is our responsibility to use our voice and to speak out for those who have lost their voice, and for those who are unable to use their voice, because I guarantee there are people in tougher positions as you. I know there are people in harder positions as me. There's people, families stuck in the crossfires of war right now. There are people who are literally fighting for their lives every single day. There are women who are going to die because they do not have access to healthcare. The list goes on. And for those souls sacrificing their lives for the greater good, it is our duty not to stand by, but to speak up and to speak out. So this is your invitation. This is your call to rise. Whoever you are watching this video, this is your call to rise. We need your voice. Now is not the time to cower. Now is not the time to stay silent. This is the biggest revolution we have ever seen, and we're doing it not only for ourselves, but for the generations to come, for humanity, to restore balance. So that we can experience this world the way we are meant to experience this world. Because right now, as I said before, our programming is way off, and we need to bring our programming back to balance so that we can see the world and live and experience the world the way we're meant to, with the feminine and masculine side by side in harmony and balance, the way we're meant to, not with the masculine overriding the system. Because if one part is overriding, there's going to be, like, even if you think about it in the body, right? Like if one part of your body is overworking the other part, there's something wrong with that. That's not good for your body overall, right? So it's like just the way we're living, we're suppressing ourselves from so much. We're suppressing ourselves from living the way we're meant to be living, and it has disconnected us from ourselves and who we are. And the feminine is the softness within us, the creativity within us, the part of us connected to our creativity, connected to our intuition, right? The part of us connected to our heart. And our heart knows the way. That's why so many of us are lost right now, because we live in a predominantly masculine society, all in the mind, stuck in the mind. The mind is like the remote control of a video game, right? We need the remote control, but we're not meant to give all of our power over to it. It's like the remote control leading the avatar. Okay, you need to go here. You need to go here right now. I need you to do this. But the remote control is not meant to plan out the steps 2 weeks from now. We need to listen to our heart to know what direction that we're meant to go into. But if we're completely disconnected from that part of us, the mind, where is it going to take us? It's going to take us down probably the path we're not meant to go down. So we need to learn, all of us need to learn how to reconnect with the feminine within us, because then we have the ability to reconnect to our intuition, to reconnect to our heart, and to reconnect to our humanity. Okay. I feel like this video was shorter than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be really long, but I feel like that's the gist of it, you guys. I'm not going to get into every single layer. I feel like if you're here, you get it. But this is the greatest revolution we have ever seen. And if you are coming across this video, I call you to rise. The time is now. What a time to be alive. What an honor to be alive at this time. And remember, there are people dying, and there are people that are going to continue to die to wake us up. People who are losing their lives. It is our duty to make change. It is our duty to speak up, to speak out, to make change for those who cannot. We are all one. We are all connected. Please don't hide, don't cower at this time. We need you and your light and your voice in whatever way that might look, okay? I'm not telling you to come out and make a bunch of videos the way I am. That might not resonate with some of you, but in whatever way that might look for you, the time is now. Maybe it's through conversations just within your family. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's conversations within your friend groups. Instead of just biting your tongue and holding back, maybe in a very grounded, honest, reflective place, it's bringing truth. Do you know what I'm saying? It could look so in so many different ways for different people. So I'm not trying to tell you exactly what that expression needs to look like for you, but the time is now. So I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know how it resonated with you. Let me know if you're feeling this too, if you're awakening right there with me, if you're feeling this energy. I just feel so much energy. Hey, I'm going to go to the park and I'm going to pull out my nunchucks and I'm going to do some taekwondo, because I feel like I need to just move the energy through me. It's like I'm feeling it heavy today. Not in a bad way. I just feel fired up. I mean, I'm even wearing red. I'm like, I feel fired up. I need to wear red. But I'm going to leave the message there. Thank you so much for being here. Like the video, share the video, subscribe. I would love to have you be part of the fam. You guys, I have tons of other stuff down in the description. So check out the description box. I offer a ton of other things. I have some affiliate links down there as well. So check it out. Check me out on Instagram, on TikTok. Okay. I'm on the other socials. I would love to have you there as well. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.